Alright, everybody. Now, we ain't got no time for an introduction, so let's get right into it. Last night, we saw the NBA awards show, the crazy thing the NBA has been doing for the last couple of years, go down. And we saw some of the best faces of the NBA, the future faces, the current faces of the NBA. They got recognized for their achievements and for being some of the best players in the league and some of the best players we have and probably will ever see. Now, the first player I want to talk about, the first award I want to talk about is the Six-Man Award, because in my opinion, that was probably one of the closest awards of the night, but not the closest award of the night. The person that came out winning that award was Lou Williams. That was his second time in a row winning that award, the third time in his career. And I don't know if he deserved, he definitely deserved that Six-Man Award. I mean, he put up 20 points, 3 rebounds, 5.4 assists in 25 minutes a night. He shouldn't have three Six-Man of the years in his career. That is just something he does not deserve. The man last year when he won it, he put up similar stats, but he played 32 minutes a night. Those are starting numbers. Don't mess around with me. Those are starting numbers. But this year he definitely deserved it. His competition was Montrezl Harrell, who put up 16 points, 6.5, 2 assists. And Domantas Sabonis, who was 14.1, 9.3 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. And on top of that, he led the league in double-doubles off the bench, which is really, really hard to do. It's hard to do. Just ask Danilo Gallinari how hard it is to do a double-double. The man can't do a double-double to save his life. He's 6'10 and can't freaking catch a basketball, but I digress. I think this is the first year Lou Williams actually deserved this award. He came off the bench and he was arguably the best player for the Clippers every single night. He was really a spark off the bench. Kudos to him. The next award I want to talk about is the Most Improved Player Award, which in my opinion was the closest award of the night. Anyone could have walked away with it and I would have been fine. However, NBA champion Pascal Siakam came out on top. He went from 7.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2 assists last year to 16.9 points, 6.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists. And if you actually watched NBA basketball, you would know this man was playing lockdown defense every single night, no matter who was in front of him. He was giving it his all on the defensive end as well. Now, his competition was D'Angelo Russell and De'Aaron Fox. Now, D'Angelo Russell went from 15.5, 3.9 rebounds, 5.2 assists, to 21.1, 3.9, and 7 assists. D'Angelo Russell is definitely the best player out of the three. No doubt about it. D'Angelo Russell, out of these three players, he became the best player here. However, I personally do not believe he had the biggest improvement. This is the Most Improved Player Award, not the best player that improved. Okay? This is the Most Improved Player Award. D'Angelo Russell was not that. I mean, Pascal Siakam became one of the catalysts in the Raptors winning the championship. There's no way you can shy away from giving that man his award. Now, De'Aaron Fox, a second-year player, went from 11.6 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 4.4 assists to 17.3, 3.8, and 7.3. The man was balling. He was balling all night. The brother was good. I would say he's the second best player out of these three. Probably third, I don't know. He is the fastest player in the league. A really versatile defender. He can guard the lane, he can guard the perimeter, he knows how to guard off ball. He's a really smart defender, and his athletic ability just helps him a lot when it comes down to it. However, I do not think he was the most improved out of these three. He was definitely, I think personally, he was the second most improved player out of these three, going from 11.6 to 17.3 and becoming officially the best player in the Kings. Like, if you say Buddy Hield, if you say Willie Cauley-Stein, you're officially on crack, because there's no way you can look at a Kings game and not tell me that De'Aaron Fox was the best player on the court. Well, not on the court, because obviously, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, the next award I'm going to talk about, and this is a sour spot for me, is the Defensive Player of the Year award. I do not know if Rudy Gobert should have really won this award. I'm not going to talk about last year, because last year was a real eyesore for me seeing him win that award. I do not think he deserved that. The man haunts the paint and jumps and blocks the shot with his 7-story long wingspan. I don't know how long that is, like 70 feet long. I don't care. The man is long. The man is a great rim protector, but that's it. He can block shots and rebound. I don't care if you tell me he had the best defensive plus man. I don't care, because if you going up against like 5 players a night, because nobody gonna try and attack the paint when he's there, because you know how good of a defender he is. But that just means that he doesn't get that many matchups. He kind of stops some standards. Like Joel Embiid, healthy DeMarcus Cousins, Nikola Jokic, they cook him. They cook him because he doesn't have any lateral quickness, and he's slow off his feet. And any of those players can really body him, and they got the finesse to move around his really slow moves in the defensive side. Now, some people said that Paul George was the biggest snub of the night. Paul George, I'm an OKC Thunder fan. I love Paul George. The man had an amazing year. Russell Westbrook freaking ruined it for him in the playoffs, but he had an amazing year. No doubt about it. But I personally do not believe he was the best defender of the league. He led the league in steals as well as being the second leading scorer, but that's another topic. He led the league in steals, and he was defending the best perimeter defender, the best perimeter player of every single team, every single night. No doubt about it. One of the best lockdown perimeter players we saw this season. But there's this other guy who I believe should have won Defensive Player of the Year, and he walked away with some other trophy that's even more important to him. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the only player in the league that not only can theoretically guard every position on the court, but he proved it. Giannis Antetokounmpo was able to guard any player of any position, no matter the speed, no matter the height, no matter the weight, no matter the strength. He could be put in front of anyone and lock the hell down on them. It didn't matter who you were, didn't matter what you did. Giannis Antetokounmpo would body you and he would clamp you up. How did this man not get Defensive Player of the Year? Now, last year, you could say, whoa, why didn't you say this last year? He didn't prove that to me last year. He did this year, though. He completely proved to me that he can guard every position on the court consistently, every night, and lock them down. Giannis Antetokounmpo put up almost as many blocks as Rudy Gobert and 1.5 steals a game. He was the most versatile defender in the league, and the numbers say so. He was the biggest snub of the night in the Defensive Player of the Year award. Rudy Gobert should not have a single Defensive Player of the Year award, and the league is only doing it so that he doesn't get mad because the league doesn't reward defense and starts crying again. Okay, we don't need another Joel Embiid crying dilemma. Okay, so we're just gonna keep it there. Now, I put these two, I have my notes right here, and I put these two kind of side by side because I think they really helped each other. Budenholzer, ignore Doc Rivers playing in the background. That's because Budenholzer is a bum and he can't actually play basketball. You know, those who can't do teach, you're looking at. But Budenholzer went out and won Coach of the Year, as well as Giannis winning MVP. Shout out to Giannis winning MVP. That boy was balling all season. I had him as my MVP from day one, and I'm gonna talk about him later. But Budenholzer really did. Some people would say that Doc Rivers should have won Coach of the Year. That's why I put him in the background. Some people would say Mike Malone, the players that he had, the injuries that they suffered, and still being able to be a 2 seed in the West. That was really impressive. Doc Rivers playing with basically no all-stars. He was able not only to go all out and finish with a playoff spot, but he took the Warriors to 6 games. He was able to rally his team, give them a good game plan, keep them motivated, and come back from a 35-point deficit. They beat the Warriors twice, a healthy Warriors team at that, and it was really impressive what he did. But Budenholzer came in, first year coach basically for the Bucks, because this was his first year working for the Bucks. And him along with Giannis completely turned the season around for them. The only difference between last year and this year in this roster was Budenholzer and Giannis' season. Now, this is my perfect way of doing a segue into Giannis. Giannis, I've been a Giannis lover from day one. I am so happy that brother actually got his MVP, well deserved. Should have walked away with Defensive Player of the Year, best two-way player in the league. Some people will say Harden got snubbed. I don't believe Harden should have won MVP last season either. I don't believe Harden was the MVP this year, and he was not the MVP last season. Until you show me at least some effort on the defensive end, you are not the most valuable player on the team. You are not the most valuable player in the league. When you go and you score 2 points, took you 22 seconds to score those points, mind you, and then you go on the other side of the court, and my God, you just stand there taking a spot because you need 5 guys on the court. You might as well be playing 4-on-5. You are not the most valuable player on the court if you're not efficiently scoring, because it takes him 20 shots to get into a rhythm. Obviously, he's one of the best scorers we've ever seen. Don't let me take away from that, but it takes him so long to get into a rhythm, and their whole system just revolves around him shooting again and again and again until he just goes on a streak and scores 20 points straight. Giannis, on the other hand, Giannis was one of the best scorers, one of the best defenders, one of the best playmakers, one of the best everything in the league. I understand this is the most valuable player award, not the most all-around player award. But when you really are the most all-around player, when you really are impacting every single situation in the floor, when you are just balling out no matter the time, no matter the start of the game, the last second of the game, when you look like the best player in the court and at every moment, you're the MVP to me. You're the MVP to me. When the only difference between last year's roster and this year's roster is your numbers, and you lead your team to a 60-win season, are taking the NBA champions to 6 games, not only taking them to 6 games, but winning the first 2 in a row, man, you are the MVP to me. And my man's cried. He cried a lot when he was giving his speech, and I understand how hard you have to work to just get noticed being from a foreign country. I understand how hard it is for people from foreign countries to get noticed and actually get good at any sport. We don't have the tools. It's even hard to get the motivation that some of the US kids get. So I understand how hard of a road it's been. I've been here from day one. I've been loving the kid since I've seen him got drafted in 2013. I remember playing with him 2K13, playing against him in the rookie showcase, seeing him get drafted, trying to say his name right. I'm just really proud of him, and I hope this is the first of many. I hope he doesn't get snubbed for Defensive Player of the Year ever again. But yeah, also shout out to Bradley Beal. My man's won the community award, and shout out to everyone else who won all those awards that no one cares about, and I won't talk about because we ain't got time for it, man. And so yeah, we didn't got time for an intro, but this is gonna be a really long intro. So y'all just have a good night. See ya.